Real quick, this is social media breaks up relationships part 2. Another thing that I feel social media brings into relationships that's very problematic. But once again, it is a problem that we cause ourselves. Although it's something I personally don't do, because I'm a very private person. The only person I throw shade at on social media is my baby dad. But I mean, like I said, I conduct my social media life the way I conduct my real life. And if you in my real life, you know how I feel about my baby dad. You know that I love the shit out of him, but you know that as much as I love him, I just that's another subject though. Anyway, y'all, every time there's one little problem, one little spark of a problem, y'all got Twitter fingers, y'all got Facebook paragraphs, y'all want to expose people, like just childishness. Like, but back in the day, a lot of our grandfathers had two whole separate families. You know what I mean? Like he had the family everybody knew about that showed up at church on Sunday, and he had the little family that was all the way at the end of the block, at the end of the city. And when he didn't show up the wifey number 2 house on a Wednesday, or when your grandmother found out about wifey number 2, or just knew that he was doing his dirt, like they wasn't all at the church putting it on the bulletin board. Oh, this nigga Clyde went out and blah blah blah, and this nigga ass stink, and he don't know how to do this, that, and the third. Like, they didn't do all that. Now that's not to say that they didn't have their confidence, their confidence. I can't pronounce the word right, but a person that you trust, that you talk to, that ain't gonna put your business out there, you're not putting their business out there. We don't really got those in our generation, but anyway, yeah, they might have talked to some people, get a little advice, vent a little bit, but the whole town wasn't about to know. Everybody didn't know. Like, that was something they handled between themselves. Why? Because she knew she wasn't leaving him. He knew he wasn't leaving her. And they both knew that wifey number 2 with her 7 kids was not about to be getting left. And those kids was not about to lose their father. And, wifey number 1 already got 10 kids. Like, where's she going? You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody going nowhere and stuff. And well, I will say, when y'all do that on social media and then y'all get back together and break up, and then y'all want to blame social media for breaking up y'all relationships, everybody having an opinion and all that shit, first of all, for that opinion part, just go watch my first video, okay? For y'all dumbasses who think that you can just do whatever you want and nobody gonna form an opinion of you. But like, the whole point is, y'all go through these heart-wrenching battles. Y'all go through calling people niggas and bitches and all that shit, and then y'all get back together. Y'all family and friends still got emotions. They still seen the post. They still don't. Now they don't respect him, or they don't respect her. Like, and just because y'all decided y'all gonna make up, and just because y'all decided everything's good between y'all, don't mean that your family is ever gonna recover. Don't mean that your mom is ever gonna see her as her daughter again. Don't mean that his mom is gonna want you around him or her grandchildren no more. Like, y'all gotta think about the repercussions of actions. Like, y'all out here still acting like adolescents, still acting like young teenagers, where the part of your brain that thinks a long-term decision making doesn't work. Like, y'all gotta think, okay? Like I said, until our generation starts thinking about, first of all, other people besides our motherfucking selves, start thinking about the consequences of our actions and accepting consequences of our actions, like, social media is going to continue to ruin our relationships, because social media is a reflection of ourselves, and we are ruining our own relationships in many, many, many ways. And social media is only one way and one outlet of that. And that's all I gotta say.